week on Greyhound View, we have the final for the Ned O'Reilly Memorial Open 525 from Longford, the Tote Retention Marathon from Dundalk, and the Shore Hall Glen Electrical Local Business Munster Puppy Cup from Clonmel. But first, we look back at last Friday's action from Lifford. The Texaco Bridge Ep16 came to its conclusion last weekend, carrying a total prize of €32,500, of which €17,500 went to the winner. This event was run in association with Fighting Blindness and is Lifford's newest competition over 600 yards. We spoke to the man responsible for this event, Michael Doherty.
I'm very close friends with Duffy's over the years, and we tied up because of a charity, Fighting Blindness. So I thought the idea of sponsoring a competition in this fantastic stadium along with a charity would have been a good idea.
And of course there's money going towards the charity as well, I believe, tonight.
Well, that's a key part of it, because it's fighting blindness, and they don't get much profile, in this area, but somebody very close to me is suffering from that disease. So to help that charity and also, to work in conjunction with the Duffys is very, very happy.
It's a great venue here to host an event like that as well.
Well, this is my first time here. Actually, I was here about 10 years ago, and they see the change is unbelievable. They've done a fantastic job, very professional, and it's really as good as you'll get. Actually, looking at this here now, I think it was an American, one of them big tracks. It's just phenomenal. Fantastic development, fantastic.
And you're looking forward to a good race?
As long as I can pick a winner, I'm trying to ask people who they fancy, and also a good race, and on a night, as I'm sure if all the finalists get some form of money, so that's good, and everybody here enjoys it, yeah.
Well, we've a top-class lineup for the final of the Texaco Bridge N600, and the first one we see is Kid Ori, trained by Damien McGinn for Neil Colgan. This, a son of Top Honcho and Dream on Joe. He's a 7-to-1 chance and well drawn. 2 is Connor's Return, a consistent sort, owned and trained by John McLaughlin and William Graham in Antrim. This, a son of Smooth Rumble and Milwaukee Flyer. He never runs a bad race, but he's one of the outsiders at 14-to-1. In 3, we have Count Jellignite, trained by young Stephen Burke for M-Wink in England, a son of Plasticine Gem and Mistress Susie. He's 4-to-1, but he has a serious chance. In 4, wearing the black jacket, is Satellite Flight, trained by Dolores Ruth for Liam Marks. This is a son of Sonic Flight and Lazari. He'll be really flying down the back straight and staying strongly. 5 is Mr. Mercedes. This powerful galloper is trained by Mary Gilbert for the McLean, McCabe and Flanagan Syndicate in Kildare. A son of Staples Joe and Blushing Flame. He's an 8-to-1 chance and needs a little bit of luck. And finally, in the striped jacket, we have Ancient Title. This, the 6-to-4 favourite, trained by Fraser Black for Maeve Brereton, a son of Johanstown Cash and Midas Blossom. He's the one they all have to beat. Well, with €17,500 and trophy on the line, this promises to be a cracker. The hare now well on the way, coming up behind the traps. The dogs all set. And off they go. Count Jellignite off to a good start in the middle. On the inside, number 1, Kid Ori. Number 6, Ancient Title, slightly missed the kick. He's back and forth and needs a bit of luck around the corner. But it's number 3, Count Jellignite, that leads. Number 1 now, Kid Ori gives chase. On the outside, number 4, Satellite Flight, coming with that powerful surge of his. But it's still number 3, Count Jellignite. Here comes number 4, Satellite Flight. Can this be a decisive move? It's Count Jellignite and Satellite Flight neck and neck as they turn for home. In third, number 1, Kid Ori. But it's between the front 2, surely. Number 3, Count Jellignite and Satellite Flight. Kid Ori coming back on the far side. But coming to the line, Count Jellignite and Satellite Flight. Count Jellignite just gets there, but what a finish. Really was a thrilling finale. Well, what a finish there was to the final of the Texaco Bridge N600. But number 3, Count Jellignite, getting up at 4-to-1 to beat number 4, Satellite Flight. Third was number 1, Kid Ori, the winning time 32.98.
Stephen said he thought the dog was really well and he had a big chance, and he's proved it tonight. He's come out very well, and he's just pulled a little bit more and a little bit more, and in the end done about half the length. Brilliant result, brilliant. We bred the litter, and I kept 2 bitches and Sully, the dog there, Count Jellignite. The bitches in the Oaks at Wimbledon at the moment as well. It's been a good litter, doing well for us, yeah, excellent.
And the dog's in trusty hands with Stephen.
Oh, he's done an excellent job, absolutely brilliant. He also won the Cashman's 575 with him earlier on, so yeah, couldn't be more pleased, yeah, brilliant.
It was a cracking race between himself and the 4-dog. He seemed to trap out very well, and he led the bend, but the 4-dog pushed him all the way. And he just found a bit more every single time he came to him, but up the home straight it was touch and go, and even at the line, you didn't know what way it was going to go, but luckily enough he held on. He's a real gutsy game sort of dog, and he does the simple things right, which is what won it for him tonight. So from here now, I would probably go maybe give him a small break, but maybe the Ladbroke 600 next year, or I hear there's a 600 coming up here in March, so hopefully that'll be on his agenda.
So it's well worth making the trip up here to Lifford.
Well, it's a tough one. I've listened to Today FM enough anyway, I can tell you. But no, it is. It's a long journey, but it's well worth it, and they really look after you well up here. There's a great atmosphere, and it's well worth the trip.
Looking ahead now to some upcoming fixtures. Next Thursday, the 25th, the Banbury Bookmakers Open 550 gets underway at Shelbourne Park. At Enniscorthy, it's the first round of the Leinster Puppy Oaks, and Cork hosts a benefit night in aid of the Blackwater Community School. Longford track held the Ned O'Reilly Memorial Open 525 last Friday night. This competition attracted some top-class dogs vying for that €5,000 and trophy.
In 1 we have Pete's Noble, Trap 2 Rumour Machine, in 3 the favourite Dundrum Prince, 4 Lady Temple, in 5 Alan Pirate, and Trap 6's High King Closure. The break is going to be all important. They're here now, coming up behind Traps, and away they go. Pete's Noble off to a flyer, Dundrum Prince in the middle, on the outside number 6 High King Closure, but around the bend, and Pete's Noble leads. Bit of bumping there, number 3 now, Dundrum Prince challenging but takes another bump. Number 2 Rumour Machine now challenging on the inside, but down the far side, and Dundrum Prince showing big dash. He takes up into the third bend from number 1 Pete's Noble, then comes number 2 Rumour Machine, but the favourite has struck the front. It's number 3 Dundrum Prince. He'll hardly be caught at this stage. Up the home straight, number 3 Dundrum Prince goes on to win it. Rumour Machine in second, Pete's Noble third. The winning time a fast 28.52. Well, despite taking a couple of hefty bumps, the favourite Dundrum Prince wins the Ned O'Reilly Memorial Open 525. Second was number 2 Rumour Machine, third number 1 Pete's Noble. 28.52 the winning time.
The connections of Longford Greyhound Stadium paid tribute to the late Ned O'Reilly for his huge contribution to the track and the industry. Mrs O'Reilly presented the trophy to a delighted Paddy McCardle, owner of Dundrum Prince.
Well, Paddy had a great win here tonight, and he seems to love this track.
He certainly does. He's a specialist up here, and we enjoy bringing him, and I think it's a terrific circuit, and it's a great galloping circuit, and we're just over the moon that he won tonight, and we're very lucky to own him.
And of course he broke the track record here in the first round of the Derby.
He did 28.21, and before that he had won a sprint sweepstakes, so we've certainly done very well up here. He's a smashing dog. That's 26 wins, and maybe 1 or 2 more before we retire him to stud.
Where'd you get him from?
I bought him off James Moore down in Mooncoin, who has all the Mingler's breed. And he certainly looks after me when he has pups.
And tell me, where are you going to bring him from here now?
I believe Kevin tells me we're going to Shelbourne now for a stake, I think, starting Saturday week. So that's where we'll next appear.
Well, it'll be an easy trip home tonight.
It will. The miles will be short, and I'm sure we'll have a celebration somewhere along the way.
Now looking ahead to next Friday night's racing at Lifford, there's a gala night for the Derry Football Club, while Dundalk hosts a benefit meeting in aid of the Irish Wheelchair Association. The second round of the Victory Dog Food Kingdom Derby takes place at Tralee. Then at Galway, the O'Grady of Gort and Palace Foods Future Champions 525 gets underway. Dundalk Stadium hit the headlines this week with the announcement from the HRI that Dundalk has emerged as the sole racecourse being considered for the development of the first all-weather horse racing track in Ireland. This makes Dundalk unique in that it's also the only track to stage both greyhound and horse racing under the one roof. It all started back at the latter end of 2002, when the combined plans for greyhound and horse racing facilities were announced. The contracts were signed in September 2002 for the go-ahead of a new greyhound development to be built on the site of the then derelict horse racecourse. During the building process, the dedicated team behind this venture oversaw every minute detail to ensure that Dundalk Stadium would be the success story that it is today. It opened its doors to the public on the 29th of November 2003 for a memorable first night's racing. It was then officially opened by Mr. John O'Donoghue TD on the 5th of February this year, and we look forward to its next groundbreaking official opening. During the week, we spoke with the Chief Executive of HRI, Brian Kavanagh.
The board had a meeting on Monday, and they considered 3 applications for all-weather racing in Ireland, and they've come down in favour of Dundalk as being the only likely site to host all-weather horse racing in Ireland. Dundalk have put in a very comprehensive proposal, which we've gone through with Jim Martin and the team in Dundalk, and we've set out the conditions under which HRI will provide significant grant aid, up to 10 million, for the development of an all-weather track. The principal condition being that Dundalk be able to match that effectively with funding of 8 million themselves. We want a 5-furlong sprint track in, we want a floodlit situation in, and we want them to race 25 times a year, 10 fixtures in the spring on a Friday or Saturday evening, 10 fixtures in the autumn on a Friday or Saturday evening again, and 5 probably Sunday fixtures sometime during the summertime, all flat racing. So we're now proceeding to work with the people in Dundalk, and hopefully together we'll be able to bring all-weather horse racing to Ireland for the first time sometime towards the end of 2006. So it's a very exciting development for Dundalk, and it's a very exciting development for horse racing Ireland. We're probably unique in Europe in that we don't have an all-weather track. We've a huge amount of horses in the system, a huge amount of good quality horses. The quality of our racing is second to none, and we believe the development of an all-weather racetrack is an essential move, and I'm delighted that we've selected Dundalk as the most likely site for that.
Join us in part 2 for action from Dundalk and Clonmel. Last Saturday night at Dundalk, we saw the final of the Total Tension Marathon, with a winner's prize of €3,750. There were congratulations all round as Greyhound owner Chandra Monorella celebrated his 70th birthday. We also spoke with a very happy Chief Executive of Dundalk Racecourse, Jim Martin.
Big plans. I mean, there's going to be between 18 and 20 million spent. HRI have said that they would grant aid to the tune of 10 million. We have to find 8 million, which is a lot of money, but we're very hopeful that we will achieve that. You know?
So when does all this big work start?
Well, hopefully the construction will start in the spring of next year, and we reckon it'll take about 12 months to build. So we'll be racing in 2006, maybe the spring, but probably the autumn of 2006.
How is this going to affect the greyhound racing?
The HRI kind of indicated that 20 of the meetings will be on Friday nights. So, I mean, our normal greyhound meeting on a Friday night will probably be changed to another night of the week, possibly Monday, possibly Sunday. I could see us maybe having a Sunday afternoon horse race meeting followed by a Sunday evening greyhound meeting.
What about the stadium here? Is this going to change or anything?
Yeah, it's going to double in size. It's going to be magnificent. Currently the internal capacity is between 13 and 1,500. When we double the size to its original size that we have planning permission for, the internal capacity is 3,500. So it's going to be a magnificent stadium.
It's a rather unique idea to have horse racing and greyhound. How do you think that the punches will go for that?
Yeah, no, I think it makes an awful lot of sense. I mean, if we were horse racing only, the stadium would be lying idle, only using it 20-25 times a year, and we're only using it 150 times for greyhound racing. So, I mean, every other horse track in the country is looking for another use for the facilities, and we've come up with one that will use the facility 150 times a year. So I think it'll work very well. I'm very excited about it.
Well, it's full steam ahead, so Dundalk have now added a new member to their team.
I think I'm in my 5th week now. It's been a fantastic opportunity for myself to get a position so close to home, and a position with an organisation such as Dundalk Stadium that I'm sure you've heard our fantastic news about the all-weather stadium. To be party to that is tremendous. It's been fantastic. To be honest with you, I haven't come up for air since I arrived here. The phone has just been buzzing. We're completely booked out for Christmas, which has been phenomenal, and the interest in the all-weather and the support that we've received surrounding that has been tremendous.
So what are your main targets here in Dundalk?
Basically, due to the fact that we are fully booked over Christmas, which has been fantastic from starting in October, is to look to 2005 and to build on the plan that has already been established with regard to offering more benefit evenings, basically to fill the racing calendar as best as I possibly can. It is a sales and marketing function, and both elements will be combined to promote the stadium in every manner I think is best suited.
You certainly meet some characters here in the greyhound industry.
Oh, certainly, without a doubt you do. It's fantastic. With the marketing industry sometimes, in the position I came from before, I would have had a lot of contact with clients, but it would have been only over the phone. But from here, you're meeting your clients on a Thursday, Friday, Saturday evening, the nights that we race. You're getting that positive feedback, and the response has been phenomenal. Everybody enjoys their experience at the Dundalk Stadium, and I just hope that in my role I can continue in the success that people have already established here.
And now to the action on the track, where the dual track record holder Air Force Honcho ran from trap 6, the 4-5 favourite.
Well, the runners now in traps for this final of the TRF Marathon. In 1 we have Corporate Classic, trap 2 is Beaming Surprise, in 3 Rundle Jersey, 4 is Right Bridget, in 5 Group Venture, and in trap 6 the hot favourite at 4-5 Air Force Honcho. He is the one they all have to beat. They're here coming up behind the traps. The dogs are all set and away they go, and Air Force Honcho off to a flyer leads from number 4 Right Bridget. On the inside number 2 Beaming Surprise, but into the bend it's Air Force Honcho and Right Bridget. Number 2 now Beaming Surprise trying to challenge, but already number 6 Air Force Honcho, the 4-5 favourite. He leads by 2 or 3 lengths. Number 2 Beaming Surprise gives chase. Then comes number 5 Group Venture, but passing the stands for the first time, and number 6 Air Force Honcho leads, but there's a long way to go yet. Number 2 Beaming Surprise in second, then comes 5 Group Venture, but he takes a bump at that stage. It's still number 6 Air Force Honcho. His lead now 4 or 5 lengths, 6 lengths in fact over number 2 Beaming Surprise. He's extending his advantage out front. Look at his powerful galloper Air Force Honcho. He's going clear. He remains 5-6 lengths clear of number 2 Beaming Surprise. A gap in third to number 5 Group Venture, but as they turn for home, number 6 Air Force Honcho, this is going to be a trap to line victory for number 6 Air Force Honcho. He wins it for favourite backers. Well, a hugely impressive victory there for Air Force Honcho in the TRF Marathon, winning from trap 2 Beaming Surprise. In third, number 4 Right Bridget, the winning time, a new track record 51.08.
Yeah, he's a brilliant dog. He has been since we started him over 6 bends. I think he's broken about 5 track records over different times, and to take the record again tonight is very special. I think when they open the new all-weather track up here, we'll set the standard for the horses as well. We'll maybe give him an old 5 furlong shot. That'll be no bother to him when he's running this far or this distance. But I know, seriously, he's a brilliant dog. Game as a gander and as honest as the day is long. What more? You can't ask any more from him. He's giving it all, yeah.
And PJ, you came the whole way up from Galway tonight for this?
Yes, we did actually. The All-Stars and the Ladies football is on tonight, but we decided to come here because he's a very special dog. And to break the track record again, he was absolutely fabulous. And it's a great credit to Paul, who's done a huge job with him all year long. I think that's his 13th win this year, maybe about 10 seconds as well. He's a super dog. But a lot of credit to Paul.
But Paul, it's all about track record breaking tonight. You had one down in Cork tonight as well.
Yeah, we have a super young bitch called Guess Who's Coming. She broke the track record her first time around Cork. I think she did 41, 46, which is a serious run. But that's, it was a great performance as well. Tonight is about Air Force Honcho win this final. Hopefully she'll have her turn. She runs Wednesday night in the final in Shelburne actually. So hopefully she's young. He's at the top at the moment, and good if they ever meet, but we'll wait and see.
Well, where's he going to go from here?
We'll try and get a few quid off of a certain Teddy Haggerty in Harrods Cross, I'd say. With pleasure.
Looking ahead to next Saturday's racing, the Blackjack Tom Champion Bitch Stake gets underway at Thurles, while Cork hosts a semi-final of the Irish Examiner 750. And at Shelburne Park, it's the second round of the Comerford Capes National Puppy 5-5. Last Sunday night, Clonmel saw the final of the 2004 Shorehall Glen Electrical Local Business Munster Puppy Cup, with a grand prize of €10,000 plus trophy to the winner. This competition gives us a glimpse of some of the future stars in the making.
The dogs come on show now for the final of the 2004 Munster Puppy Cup, and the first we see is Heaven's Star, the trainer Mossy O'Connor for Pat Cooper in Killarney, a son of Late Late Show and Quick Control. This one has excellent early pace. Next up for Paul Keating of Waterford, it's Creswick Vieri, a winner of the quarter and semi-finals, a son of Droopy's Vieri and Droopy's Marsha. In the white jacket for Eileen Gleeson here in County Tipperary, this is Sparl Citrate, a son of Top Honcho and Hewlett Citrate. has an outstanding chance. Good winner of his semi-final last weekend in 28.79. Now it's Millerstown Rebel, owned and trained in County Kildare by Claire Kyle, a son of mine Rebel, and on the ropes. Lions Rumble expected to go quite close, though only third last weekend in 29.37, owned and trained in County Tipperary by Tim Barry. And finally in the stripes, it's Cherry Hill Fancy, a son of Top Honcho and Burn Park Fancy. This for the Red Rose Syndicate of Ballingown, and the trainer is Edwin Idden. And so we're set now for the final of the 2004 Munster Puppy Cup. €10,000 on offer here to the winning connections. It's One Heaven Star that starts as favourite. Here comes towards straps, and Heaven Star's been left behind, and it's Cherry Hill Fancy that gets a good run on the outside and into the opening bend. Heaven Star beginning to improve as well and gets the advantage into the second bend, and going on by a couple of lengths now from Millerstown Rebel. It's One Heaven Star clear. Millerstown Rebel beginning to close. There's a good battle on here, but our leader is still clear by 2. That's Heaven Star as they hit the final bend. He'll be difficult to beat here. It's going to be Heaven Star, followed home by Lions Rumble, and Millerstown Rebel is third. Well, not all that well away. Heaven Star has obliged here, winning in 28.94 the 2004 Munster Puppy Cup final. Second, Lions Rumble, and third, Millerstown Rebel. That time again, 28.94. Pat, it would appear that you've found yourself a very fine pup here in the Son of Late Late Show, Heaven Star.
Heaven Star, a wonderful dog altogether. I dedicate this to my mother, who picked out the pup, and that's whence we call the name Heaven Star. Mighty dog, great dog, and God only knows what's in front of him.
Looking back in tonight's race, not all that well away, improved, and he did the business in the end.
Not well away, but he can break fast from traps. But when he came to the second bend, I knew he was there once he pulled away.
Your brother's a witcher as well, Dan alongside. Dan, were you as confident as your brother going into that second bend?
I was watching it there from the finish line, and he was up with the first tree like for the first bend, but after he got pushed and shoved, but I knew when he broke to the second bend over he was away.
Mike, from your point of view, the future, it must be a huge future now ahead of this dog, Heaven Star.
Yeah, it's great to breed a dog that was born at home on the farm, and to come this far, you know, we haven't a whole lot of dogs but starting up, to come this far with a young dog like this, it's great.
And I'm sure a lot of Bob's been taken out of Clonmel tonight on the way back to Kerry.
Yeah. A few anyway, a few.
In next week's programme, we'll bring you all the action of the National Puppy Stake from Shelburne Park, the semi-finals of the Harold's Cross Bookmakers Grand Prix, and we visit trainer Stephen Burke at his kennels in County Kildare.
For a complete fixtures list and more information, log on to the Irish Greyhound website at www.igb.ie.